from 16 News Now.
If you're just joining us, at least 15 are dead and more than 30 hurt after a man crashed his truck into a New Year's Eve crowd in New Orleans, Louisiana. We are checking back with our Jackson Neal and Sabrina Hoover, who is not far from where the attack happened. Guys, what can you tell us?
Thank you so much, Natasha. Right now, there's Bourbon Street right behind us. As you can still see, we still have police cars. We still have a heavy police presence right here on Bourbon Street, right where the attack happened, right down that street. And Sabrina, I mean, we've kind of been talking about it all day, but just the somber attitude of the city.
Definitely, and I think we're both still a little bit in shock just knowing, we were actually out on Bourbon Street last night enjoying the New Year's Eve, enjoying some spots that, people told us that we needed to go to in New Orleans. So to know that we were there and that's when tragedy struck, people lost, innocent lives, lost their lives that day that wanted, to enjoy New Year's Eve. They're Georgia and Notre Dame fans. I mean, we talked to all of them yesterday and it just seems unreal.
And one thing we want to mention about that whole New Year's Eve last night, because I know we both saw this as we walked down, there was a heavy police presence last night. There were cops on horses, there were the National Guard there, there were police officers stationed throughout Bourbon Street. So this wasn't like it was, no police officers there. There was a heavy police presence. We both noticed as we did that. And talking with people today, we've seen people from all over, including a Notre Dame student.
We went to bed a little bit on the earlier side last night, but we were at Bourbon Street, and then I woke up this morning to texts from a bunch of people asking if I was okay, and of course we turn on the news and see, 2 blocks from our hotel there was a terrorist attack, which was just kind of bewildering to wake up to, but it's definitely sad, and it's crazy that we traveled here and then there was a terrorist attack.
And that word bewildering right there, that's just such a strong word for the situation.
And I think even Tom Noy from South Bend Tribune, he just explained it perfectly. People are just on edge. Every little loud noise, it's like almost a little bit triggering for them. And honestly, for us too, just to know that it happened here. We are in this city, in a time that's supposed to be fun, All-State Sugar Bowl, New Year's Eve, and then this is when tragedy strikes.
Exactly. Well, coming up at 11, we'll have plenty more coverage, including Sabrina talked with a couple local high school football coaches from South Bend area that are down here for the game. And now I talked with Tom Noy from the South Bend Tribune. So we have plenty more coming up at 11. But for now, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Jackson. Sabrina, live from New Orleans for us tonight. Thank you, and we'll hear you again at 11. Now